There we go. It's like watching like Christmas lights turn on or something as everyone like pops into the room. All the attendee numbers just goes boom, boom, boom. Oh, so it's kind of fun though, because like I'm like, oh, I know that name and that name and that name. Welcome everyone. We're letting y'all join into the room. We have about 250 folks who registered for this webinar, which is super exciting. And we thought, let's open the room up just a couple of minutes early so that we can give everyone a chance to pop in. As you guys are coming in, just a reminder, if you haven't been on one of our webinars recently, we are using Zoom webinar. It's a little different than Zoom meeting. You don't have that chat box. You guys are automatically muted. It automatically started recording. So we're like ready to roll and go with this. I do want to make you aware of the Q&A box that is part of this webinar system. So if you click that Q&A, it pops up and you're able to type questions in. So, you know, if you want to give us a shout out, say hello or whatever, you can type into that box. We'll see it come in. It's also going to be what you use for questions during the webinar. Again, this is being recorded. It has started. Yeah, we're getting started right away. There we go.
Yeah.
Look at
Hello, everybody. I see everybody just typing in Carlos, Carol, and Darla. Hi, thanks for testing the QA for us.
Great, it works. See, we see your messages. And you guys might notice you're not seeing those messages that are coming in. You will see anything that's answered that'll go into the answered column. So we don't usually just post a ton of stuff into the answered column unless there's questions that everyone's going to be interested in, then we answer those for you. All right.
Awesome. Hi, Jess. I see your hello.
Hey, Kimberly, West Virginia. See, I like when they say where they're at. We're all over the nation. We're even all over the nation. As you guys know, OneEach Technologies is obviously a technology company. We're virtual. So we have folks around the states located even on this call today. So thanks again for joining in. We're right at time. We want to use your time well. So we are going to get started. You ready, Miss Jordan? My team there? All right.
Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
So it's March 2023, crazy, right? How to get the most out of your website theme is today's topic. Oh, thank you all for joining in. Here's your team for the webinar today. There's a number of OneEach employees on the call. Myself and Jordan are your lead presenters. We have a special guest presenter today. Brian, our newest member of our team, is joining us to help present. And we, of course, got Christina and Chrissy helping moderate all those questions that come in. With 200 plus people signed up for the webinar, you guys can keep us busy, keep them busy, keep typing in your questions, and we're here to walk you through some stuff today. So here's our basic agenda. Brian's going to jump in the beginning with an update on our Mindful Giving platform, so we'll get to that in just a second. Super excited about what's going on there. We told you this is about our themes, your website themes. So we're going to talk about a variety of website themes. We're also actually at the end of this going to showcase a new theme that's coming out. And we want to make sure you guys just know how to maneuver and work your different themes and how to get information, like how do you find out stuff. So let's go through that today. I'm going to do a little focus on content types with views. This is often an area of some confusion by customers that you add something and it goes to another page. Like you add an event and it goes to the calendar. You add a staff member and it goes to a staff page, but they have an individual page too. And so we got our staff and our board and our news and our blogs and our galleries, our photo albums, all that stuff. So we'll do a little revisit on views for everyone. We'll talk about scheduling. Best tool out there. It is a really good tool. So we want to make sure you all know about it and how to use it. So along those lines, there's some things within your website theme that you can do. It's a content management system. We want you to be able to update it. We want you to be able to go out there and make changes. There are some things that are locked down. You just can't do it. And it sometimes drives some of our customers a little frustrated because like, I want to just change this. But there are reasons we lock down certain portions of the site. So we'll talk about that. Jordan's got a whole great thing about blocks and updating blocks, and your menu, and you're streamlining your menu. Of course, we're going to showcase a theme and then questions along the way. So it's a lot. It's a lot. So we're going to keep this moving. Leading into Brian about mindful giving. And I'll just say, you know, as you guys know, like I'm a former United Way director. We got a lot of United Ways on this call. We got a lot of nonprofits in general on this call. Fundraising has changed for us. Old methods aren't always the best methods with especially our younger, newer donors. So this is another approach that I think is just opens the door for you. So with that, let me bring up the slide here. And Brian, this is yours, buddy.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So mindful giving. What is mindful giving? So we've collaborated with Amazon Business to create mindful giving. It's an in-kind donation platform that's basically the ultimate donor lead generator, and it's the best way to reach those pesky Gen Z millennial donors and get them to donate. Now, what it is it's actually a custom built-in catalog of in-kind products for donation. So clothing, food, say you're doing a Stuff the Bus school fundraising program, and the list is actually populated on your page. Donors just simply add the items to the cart, then they check out, and there's even the ability to add additional cash to that in-kind order as well. So the reason that I called it a donor lead generator is because you capture the donor's information. So not only can you send thank yous, but you can re-engage them for future donations and fundraising. And then best of all, you have their information to associate with the donations for your financials at the end of year to make sure that your reporting is accurate. So if you are struggling with that for in-kind donations, it's a perfect solution for it. 100% of the donations do go to your organization. We do not have any fees associated with it. We just have an annual cost to maintain it. These are 100% cash donations from the donor. So because the way that it works is they simply place the order and pay as a cash donation. The items then immediately are fulfilled by Amazon, and then your organization gets an invoice from Amazon to pay for those items. So all that being said, we do have currently a discount promotion going. So if you do sign up on or before April 30th, existing customers will get 25% off the first year for mindful giving. For any new customers, so if anyone in here is an existing customer and they have any referrals that they've been encouraging to reach out to us, highly recommend that you have them reach out to me ASAP. If they do sign up for a new website, they get mindful giving free for a year. And if they just want mindful giving as a standalone product, it'll just be 25% off the standalone pricing. So we can get these up fairly quickly. Setup will be in order of sign up. So reach out to your account managers as soon as possible, or feel free to send an email after the webinar over to me.
Great. Are there questions out there? Did questions pop up in our question box? Nope. So just this is, I think it's super exciting. Two, for the customers who have used it, it's really neat because we build the interface right into your website. So it's not a separate platform. We actually tie it when you're logged into your website. Now on the menu bar, you'll see the mindful giving option, and you'll be able to populate, pick items that you want to feature from Amazon. And one of the things that I really love, and Jordan and I, we were talking about this the other day, because you of course have an Amazon business account. And when you go in and do that, you're going to be able to select vendors from your region. You could select minority owned business vendors. So you can select by some categories if that's part of the work you're doing in your community and you're wanting to promote either your local area or a certain population. So pretty cool stuff. All right, questions coming in? I think I might be seeing some.
Yes, well, I don't know if we want to answer these live. Kimberly was asking how they receive the donation. She asked, so we don't receive the cash. So maybe if you can kind of, I don't know, Brian, if we can touch lately on how that process works.
Yeah,
donations
absolutely.
Versus product. Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, so it is 100% a cash donation. So just to kind of go back with the process on that. So when they do place the order, the order is actually a cash donation. And then what it does is it fulfills the order with Amazon. So the items ship out and then you get invoiced for those items. So it actually comes through as cash, but then you get invoiced at a later date for those items to where you actually pay the fulfillment on it. If hopefully that cleared everything up for you, Kimberly.
And this is about that donor experience, right? The donor, when they're making a donation, like they could go and buy stuff and bring it to you, but then their receipts to Walmart or wherever they went and bought the stuff. In this case, they're making a donation to you, but you're going to turn around and pay Amazon for the product. So in the donor experience, their donation is to your nonprofit. So they have that tax write-off versus going to a store and not having that same, like, you know, when they have to have their receipts and prove that they made it as a donation, la, 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 la. So this is just more of a direct money into you, and then you pay out for the product, and you're gaining that relationship with that individual. It's really brilliant, to be honest. Okay. And then I know some people are asking about pricing and stuff. Reach out to your account manager so we can talk to you based on your needs and what you got going on. We'll help you with what the pricing it is. It is a separate pricing for this. So yeah. Any other questions beyond that?
I do see the question regarding Amazon wishlist, so I'll touch on that and then we can move on and I'll answer other questions at the end. So Amazon wishlist, so the primary difference with this is that you're going to be actually getting the donors' information, so you can re-engage them. So wishlist is just you put up items that you would hope for. With mindful giving, you're actually capturing the donors' information and they're staying on your site, which is also a very big benefit as well. So you can re-engage them and then you have the donors' contact info when you also do end of year reporting to associate with that donation.
And they will have that they gave money to you, the nonprofit, not to Amazon. So
Correct.
It is, again, that tax kind of situation. So it is a win-win for them and for you. And you definitely want to know who the people are who are buying. If they just buy on wish list, you don't know who they are. It's like, thanks. But man, maybe they would do more if we just knew who they were. So now you can. There you go. All right. All right. Thank you so much, Brian. I appreciate you jumping in today. And he's hanging on for the webinar. So we'll have him around. You can keep typing questions and he'll grab those as well. Apparently I have 2 questions out there. I'm not sure how this is going to work. So you can ignore question number 2 on the bottom. That's me not testing very well. So I just threw a question out for everyone as our webinar is about themes. So we're just curious because, you know, staff turnover, someone came along and they said, we want a new theme. And they picked Papago, which is my demo site. And then the next person comes along and we're like, so what theme do you have? And people are like, I don't know what theme I have, or flat out have no idea. So go ahead and answer that. And people are answering question number 2, which doesn't ask anything. I love you guys. You guys are just make my day. That's just fabulous. I'm going to end the poll since I got a lot of smart Alex out there. Let's see. Choice one on the second one, by the way. I will go ahead and share the results. So interesting to know that many of you are not really sure the name of your theme or what theme you have. And for all of you who said no, or I have no idea, we're going to keep Christina and Chrissy really busy right now. I would love for you to put in the chat who you are so that they can turn around and look it up and tell you which theme you have, because we want you to know this information because there's stuff out there specifically for you. All right. So that should have just blown up your chat there for a while. Okay. So do we see the screen that says support site now? Yes. Jordan?
Yes.
Okay. I have to look up to see you give me a thumbs up. Okay. Take a look at our training videos. So the reason I wanted to know if you knew which theme you had, because I want you to know how to find your training video about your theme. So every theme has a training video out on our support site. I'm going to actually go to the support site in just a second, tell you how to find these. But this is highly recommended. Most of the training videos are about maybe 20 minutes in length, and they're mostly focused on your specific homepage. So if you found yourself like, how do I change this? Or I don't know how to get to it. Because most everyone knows when you go to a page, you have an edit, you click an edit, but the homepage is a little bit different. So if you've struggled with your homepage at all, you really, really need to watch your theme overview training. So, whoops, let's go back. I am going to show you where that's at. So when you are logged into your website, everyone should have either OE support, something along those lines as a title that you can click from your menu bar. And when you click, it opens up our support site. So I hope you all know this and how to get here. And you should have this bookmarked, because if your site's ever down, you can't actually click it from inside the website. You would come here, submit a support ticket about anything. We've got tons of training videos out here. In fact, you could just search for, well, my theme's a boob, so I need to find out what I need about that. Well, then that's going to pop up and show you what are the image sizes for the rotors and the different things, and where's the overview training, etc. So if you know your theme, you can type your theme into here and you'll be able to find information a lot quicker. Also, if you click on websites, there is an entire section called theme overview trainings, which was the screenshot that I just showed you. Always remember to click view more. And so here's most all of the themes. I think Y's in a different spot, and some of the unities are moved in a different spot as well, but do find your theme training. And that's why if you know your name and you search it, it's easier that way. All right. Is everyone asking about their themes? Christina, do we go?
I'm working as fast as I can.
Okay, so hang in there, folks. You're going to be seeing those come through. So yeah, I just thought, we all need to know what theme we have, right? That's super important. Okay, so I'll let them keep working on your themes. While they're doing that, let me talk about views. Since I'm going to flip back here in just a second. I talked about this in the agenda. So a view is a feature in your Drupal websites that allow you to show multiple things on one page. So some examples of some of our views is like a calendar page. This is a view of all events as they're added. And what you're going to find about a view page is a view page does not have an edit. I don't have an edit button for this. So it's like, how do I edit this? And I have nothing on my demo calendar. But if you click the individual items, then you can go in and edit them individually. But otherwise, the way you're going to add to a view, say this is a Drupal calendar. Some of you have a Civi CRM calendar. There are 2 calendar systems in our sites. Most of you are using this one though. If I'm wanting to add to this calendar, I do add content events, and each event will add to the view of the overall calendar plus have its individual page. So this is known in our world, the terminology, if you're like, I don't know what to call this when I talk to support, we call it a view, okay? Another example of a view a lot of you are using, but not everyone, is we have the staff and the board pages. And again, I don't have an edit on a view page. What I'm doing is I'm individually going content, add content, staff right here, and I'm creating a staff page, Allison James, put my picture, my bio, my info, and it's going to land on my staff page. If this is a feature you're not using, or if the calendar is a feature you're not using, you're like, wow, I didn't know I had that. Talk to your account manager or put in a support ticket, and we can get these features added to your site. So we have a number of customers who repurpose, say, the staff page, or very similar, the board page. There's my cat. Content, add content, board of directors. Maybe you're like, well, my board doesn't want to take the picture. They don't want to do it. I want to feature our sponsors and have it be a panel of sponsors, or maybe you have a special young leaders group or something. These can be repurposed. Every site comes with two views, a view of a staff and a view of a board, and we can repurpose those. Are there questions popping in on this? You guys are still looking up everyone.
Yeah, let me go to the bottom, see if anybody's got any recent, hold on.
You're fine.
Someone was asking if their event calendar is through Civi CRM. Is that an old process platform?
So you have an option. talk to your account manager. You might discover that you would want to switch up how you're doing your events. The Civi CRM calendar function is fine. It's meant to be like if you have a lot of registrations and it ties back to Civi CRM. But if you're just using it for a view of a calendar, you probably are going to find this calendar through the Drupal calendar, even though they look very similar, to be easier to update and to keep up with. So talk to your account manager if you're using the Civi CRM calendar and you want to switch to the Drupal calendar. That is definitely an option for our customers as long as you're in Drupal 8 or 9. If you're in Drupal 7, and we got to get you moved up. Okay. All right. News and blogs also. Most sites have one or the other. So this is a view. Again, there's no edit here. I have individual stories, right? So I have the individual stories, just like I have an individual staff, or I have an individual board, or I have an individual event. And again, they're added by doing content, add content news, and it comes to this page. And then, or blog, and they can be titled whatever you want it titled, but I'm not logged into the site. Content, add content, blog. My demo site only has news. It doesn't have news and blog. Usually folks have one or the other, not typically both. Another view is the gallery. It's an image gallery. It's photo albums. So if you have a need to have photo albums, we see this a lot for events. A photo album of like an annual meeting, or a photo album of a fundraiser or an event of any sorts or activity going on in your organization. You can have photo albums, and this is the landing page or the view of all of the galleries. So you would add image galleries one at a time. This is not used by a lot of customers. I would say a smaller percentage of customers actually use the photo album tool, but I will tell you, those pages always have high traffic because people love to go look at pictures. So something to consider if you're not using the image gallery tool and you would like to. This is not to be confused with like our image gallery that we sell. It has a similar name. I will tell you it has a similar name, but it's photo albums. It's like photo albums from events. Someone jumping in? Did I feel like someone was about to ask me a question? No?
No.
Okay.
Let me scroll down. I can see real quick. Can image galleries be added to other page templates?
So that's the cool thing about a view. Let me show you. I don't know that I have one of an image gallery, but United Way of Grant County has, I should have had this up. See what happens when people start asking me questions. United Way Grant. I know for a fact they have it. They have a view of their board, and it just didn't come up off the top. That's surprising. They have a view of their board and their staff on their About Us page. So the galleries, anything that's a view can be added to a page subsequently in another area. So for example, on this page under this tab for our leadership, this is their staff. Because it's a view, you can have the view moved and put in another place on your site. So yeah, all the image galleries, all the photo albums could be under a tab on a page, like check out our images or check out our photo albums from these events. So you can take that and put it. And these guys are ones who repurposed and decided they actually combined their board and their staff into a page called leadership. So they're all on the same page. And then they took their partner agencies and they converted that into their second content type that does this. And so they have their own pages as well. They're on the menu as separate pages, but they're a view added to another page. So if anything's a view, that means we can put it into other pages, just like you add components. Pretty cool, right? Okay, now let's go back to my scheduler. Unless there's questions on views, pop back in and tell me if there are, and we can get them at the end. I know she's still looking. I should have asked that at the end. Scheduling things. Scheduling is a very helpful feature, folks. If you're not scheduling, you should be scheduling, especially rotors. So all your content type has the ability to be scheduled. If you don't see a scheduler on your site, you do want to put in a support ticket to the team and ask them to schedule. So I added this the other day. This is join us for our 5K on May 6th. So here's a rotor, join us for our 5K. And I'm like, well, I don't want to have to put a message on my reminders to remove this on May 7th, right? So what I'm going to do when I create it, let me just show it to you under content, is I'm going to schedule it. Now, I do hope many of you are using the scheduling feature out here. So here's the 5K on May 6th. And when I'm in this particular item, if you don't see scheduling options off to the right side, now it might be closed up like that. If you don't see this, make sure you request that it be added. And you can schedule all sorts of content types. Most commonly, people are scheduling their rotors, but you can schedule blogs, you can schedule pages, you can do whatever you want on your scheduling. So I'm going to schedule this to unpublish. I'll give them a couple days, maybe they still need to pay or whatever. I'm going to have it unscheduled at 8 a.m. on May 8th. Well, I have another event coming up as well. I have a gala coming up, and I'm just going to be way ahead of the game because I'm that organized, right? For those of you who love to plan and organize and schedule things out and not have to worry about it, my gala is on June 17th, and it is currently unpublished. How did I do that? When I created it, I came to the bottom and I unchecked the published box. So I had someone today who something wasn't opening. Every single page and everything that you add, if you uncheck this box, usually turns pink on your site and it's unpublished. You check it to publish it. Well, I purposefully want it unpublished right now, and I have it scheduled to publish. Guess what? Same time the other one's unpublishing. And I have it going in the same slot. I have it going in slot number 1. I've weighted it first. It's going to go to my gala page. So it's going to publish on May 8th at 8 a.m. at the same time the other one's unpublishing. So how will I remember what I've done? Because I'm going to forget as soon as I go to sleep and stop thinking about it. If you've got a scheduler, you will see under content scheduled. And you can come out here and look and see what you've got scheduled. So here it is. This is a reminder for me. Oh yeah, right. I did schedule my 5K to unpublish at this date and time, and I scheduled the gala to publish same date and time. Looks good. It should just happen on its own. If it doesn't, let us know, but it does. That just takes care of itself. So you can get yourself organized and start scheduling out a variety of content, whether it's rotors or other pieces of information. It doesn't have to be dated events. It could just be that you're like, I need to switch these pictures out a bit. You know, that rotor area, that top of your site is it's the most quickly viewed piece of real estate on your site. Keep it fresh. Don't have the same stuff sitting there for years on end. Change it up, folks. Make sure you're getting new, fresh content going. You're moving things around. Even if you unpublish something and bring it back later, that's always a good idea. So we highly recommend that you use the scheduler and schedule up some rotors and some content. All right. I'm going to pause for a second and find out what my team has to say to me. How
Hold on. I've got a lot of questions coming out here. Hold on. And I've been reading them, and forgive me, I don't know what all you have been saying, Allison. So
you're not paying attention to me and multitasking at the same time, Christina. I'm sure Jordan and everyone's helping you out there.
Oh, I know. Yes, they are. I've been watching them. They're answering questions. But so we've got, okay. I'm just going to throw some out for you real quick. We'll just take a few minutes. Can news items not be scheduled?
Can they? Yeah, you don't have to schedule things. So they can be scheduled if you want to.
Okay, I was going to say, I didn't know if by default, if the scheduling was an option in the news articles. I don't.
Any one of your areas can have a scheduler. They don't always though. So even like when you're doing a basic page on your site, you might not have the scheduler added there, but it can be. If you don't see it and you're like, well, I really want to schedule my pages, or I really want to schedule my my news or my blogs or whatever, just put in a ticket and ask them to add the scheduler to that content type. to the basic page, to the blog, to the whatever you're needing the scheduler added to. We tend to just think of scheduler with Rotor, but honestly, it can be on any of them. So if you have a need for it, we can do it. Okay.
Let's see. I'm just trying to think. I'm just gonna say there's a lot of people kind of come in with more precise questions about
All right.
content itself.
Leave those alone, because I'm
Yeah.
about to hand it off to Jordan a bit, and I'll try and take a look at some of those questions myself. All right. Okay, cool. And if we don't get to your questions during the course of this webinar, I'll go through them at the end and we'll directly message out to you guys. So I appreciate everyone putting questions in there, keeping us busy. That's great. All right, let me see here. Just kind of my last slide before I switch it out to Jordan. What's your name? Jordan. And I mentioned this before. There are some things that you can't update, some things you can't do that need to be put into support tickets. So I didn't mention secured areas. That is another content type. Every website comes with the ability to have 3 login portal type of areas. You can't just add new secured areas to your site, nor can you create the types of users, whether it's an admin like yourself or it's a board member trying to access page. Those are things that must be tickets into support. So obviously, you would need to put a ticket into support for them. Anytime you see this, if you click on something you're trying to edit it, you say this field has been disabled because you do not have significant permissions to edit it. Trust us, that's for your own good. That means that there's probably some code buried in that box that if you accidentally delete that code, it could cause a problem, and you just don't want to have that happen. So if you ever come across that, it doesn't mean it can't be edited. It means you can't edit it, and our team needs to do that. So please put in a ticket for that. And then also submit a ticket to get the scheduler tool if you are not seeing it, or if you need it added to certain pages. Okay. All right. That's wrapping my part up. Miss Jordan, are you ready?
Yes, sorry, I've been trying to help answer everybody's questions. I'm so glad we asked that.
I guess I
because-
didn't realize so many people didn't know which theme they had. I mean, I knew there'd be some, but I didn't expect about half.
Yeah, no, it's and we don't have it listed anywhere within your site. So if you're logging into your dashboard and you're trying to find your theme name, it's not going to be listed back there. But if you don't know, we're working to answer everybody's question, meet with your account manager, but we do try to create some good training resources, and we do call them by their theme name. So it is helpful to know what theme you have, because we're trying to put out more helpful resources, and that way you can find them and access them on your own.
And I mean, I know everyone has attended every webinar we did, but in December, one of our tips was create a transition book for like the next staff that comes in. One of the things you should write in your book is the name of your website theme. So the next person, because just like you didn't know it, make sure your next person does. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting though.
Okay, well, I will dive in. The first topic that I wanted to talk on was just block options. So we do have quite a few themes out there that have the ability to put blocks on your homepage. Mojave is one. We've got the Haboop theme. You have 4 block options down at the bottom. The United Way theme has 6 block options. And sometimes you don't always know what's out there. So I really wanted to just show you what is possible if you're not quite sure what to put on your homepage, and you don't necessarily have a big events calendar. You don't need an upcoming events block. What else could you put there? So this first slide just has the Mojave theme. There are 2 blocks on that Mojave theme homepage. I pulled some examples, so you may see your site if you were one of the examples, but the top one is just showing an open content block on the left-hand side and an upcoming events block on the right-hand side, which pulls directly from your events calendar. And then below that one, We also have a Facebook feed or a Twitter feed that we could put in on one side, and then another open content block. But I wasn't sure if everybody knew that an open content block was an option. So if you're not quite sure, if you just need a space to put things in, like a note about Amazon Smile or your mission statement, or you even want to put an image and link the image back to, you know, an e-newsletter sign up, that is an option if you're not ready for one of those feeded blocks, like an events or a latest news block within that space. So I just wanted to showcase those as some options for the Mojave theme. The only one not pictured here is a Twitter feed, but we can also put a Twitter feed in there as well. And I'll go ahead and move on to the next slide. Was the Haboob theme, just additional block options. The Haboob theme has 4 blocks down at the bottom. We can do things like a Facebook feed or a Twitter feed. We can also do an Instagram post in one of these blocks. We can always do a latest news or latest blog feed that's going to pull automatically from those content types. On the far left, the read all about it. I thought this was a really great open content block. They just threw in a great picture to kind of grab the user's attention. And that picture is then linked back to sign up to a page for the newsletter. And the block next to that is a latest video block. We have a new tool that will work with either Vimeo or YouTube, and it will automatically feed the most recently posted video to that channel directly on your homepage. So if you have any type of videos that you're posting on a weekly basis, this is a really great block because it's going to update automatically for you. It syncs directly to your YouTube channel or your Vimeo channel, and you can feature that right on the home page. And what you won't be able to see here in the slideshow, but when you click on that play button, the video actually gets a lot bigger. So it'll expand, so it's in a larger screen for users to watch. We'll go ahead and go to the next one.
So I'm just going to make a quick comment here. So folks,
Sure.
If you're looking at this and you're like, oh, that looks like the bottom of my site. So we're featuring the blocks as they display on different themes. You might have a boob if yours looks like this. So this is a tip. So she's specifically going to the very bottom of a site in those blocks that you have your different news features in. So this is a boob. I just thought that it might work backwards for us too. They'll figure out their theme just by this. Here you go. And
Yeah.
This is the United Way Worldwide theme. I know, like Ken just asked, and I'm like, you have the UWW theme or United Way Worldwide.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And this one also is sometimes called theme 11 too, but it's theme 11 or United Way or UWW theme. This one is only available to our United Way customers. So if you're not United Way, you would have this. But there are 6 different block options down at the bottom of this theme that you get to try and populate. And usually we have kind of a latest news block in there. The top middle one is a Vimeo. You can embed a YouTube video or a Vimeo video in there as well. Next to that video block, we've got a Facebook feed, and then down below, we've got 2 Instagram and a Twitter feeds. We can also do an open content block down here if you just wanted to be able to put a picture or put some text in there on your own and not have it connected to anything. And I believe I've got one more with block options that is Picacho. The Picacho theme also has 3 blocks down at the bottom, but again, they're styled a little bit differently, but we can do a variety of things. We can do Facebook, Twitter, an Instagram post. We can do a video in there and upcoming events, or on that far right, that sign up for updates. That's just an open content block. So they were pretty creative. They added a great picture in there and linked the picture back to a sign up page if someone were to click on it.
Right. Menu.
Menus. All right. So the other item that we like to talk about within your themes is your menu and how to really streamline that. Our biggest recommendation is to try and keep those first tier or primary menu links to 6 menu items only, because the goal is really to make it really easy for users to find what they're looking for. They don't want to try and find links that have been buried. We want to kind of streamline that main menu to 6 main menu items. The other tip I always like to tell people is to pull up your website on a mobile phone and check your menu structure. There are some themes where not all of those menu links will be visible on a mobile phone. So you want to try and make sure you're aware of that. I know in our themes, our OpenY themes, Rose and Carnation, those third tier menu links are not going to be visible on a cell phone or a tablet. It only shows the first tier and the second tier. And if that's the case, I can definitely help kind of plan for that, a workaround to that. It's just making sure those second tier pages have links to everything underneath on it. So if you are in one of those themes and you're not sure if you have the setup correct, please book a meeting with me. We can walk through that together. Also good to keep in mind on the Lily theme and our Papago theme, there are no third tier menu links. You only have first tier and second tier. So it's helpful to know kind of how far out you can go structurally when you're thinking about your menu and you're trying to plan that main menu. And again, we just want to make sure that it's the least amount of clicks to get to a page. The user can very easily find what they're looking for if they were trying to explore your main menu.
Oh, I'm there.
All right.
All right,
Yeah.
folks, this is fun stuff. Ready? Let's see.
We are have been working on some new themes. We've got 4 new ones in the works. We've got one that is ready that we are going to showcase today. We've got another one to follow shortly after that, and then the 2 others are coming, so 4 in total. But the new one we have for you today that is ready to go, ready for development, this is called Monsoon, and we're very excited about this one to come up. So I'll walk through top to bottom some of the cool features, but starting at the very top, Allison, if you want to hover over the main menu to show how that works, this is going to drop down vertically over each item. We also have much larger front page rotor images. You'll have the ability to put a nice title on there. You can have up to 2 buttons. And what I really like is that the overlay that you're seeing on top of the images, that's built in. So you don't have to add that manually. It's already built into the site. And this just helps make sure that that text really pops and that it's readable, it's accessible to users that come in. And if we move further down, we've got little 4 call to actions up there that you can have with an icon. They're all clickable. They link back to different pages. We've also got an art impact section. Oh, yes. So the numbers will scroll up just on the left-hand side, and then you can have 2 areas on the right-hand side of that our impact to really focus in on a program or a specific area you wanted to spotlight. Underneath is a latest news section. And what I really love about this is the links that you're seeing for fundraising, financial stability. Those are all different categories. So as you're creating your news articles, you'll be able to categorize them. And then right here on the homepage, a user can easily click and see, oh, hey, this is interesting. What news articles do they have about this? And they can kind of filter through directly on the homepage.
Right. So I love that. So you can really you just add it as an individual news, just like you normally would, and it will go to the all news page also, but you can put categories in by different topics. That's very pretty.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we've got some promo banners styled up here as well. These ones are stacking one on top of each other. Again, just another way to highlight a program. And then down below, I love this section as well. This is what are our customers saying, or what are our partner agencies saying, or what's our success story that we want to share right here. But I love that it includes a little headshot photo and then a little blurb to put, a great quote that you've received. We also have an upcoming events section on here as well that will display your events with a nice image. I always love when it's an image displayed on here, as well as a link to go back and view the full calendar. And then a banner down at the bottom, the help today, what are you waiting for? Just another way to engage users, kind of a call to action at the bottom of the homepage as well that can link back to a donate page or really anywhere you'd like to set it up. So that was the theme top to bottom. It's got a lot of things packed in there. I will put the reminder out there that you do not have to have all of these things displayed. We can always hide a section of this homepage until you are ready to have it turned on. So don't think that you can't move into this theme because maybe you don't have an active events calendar yet. We can always hide that for the time being.
it's much better that have it built originally by us with more than you need than with less than you need. So easy to like pick and choose the parts that you like or you don't like or you have a need for. So I love this. I think it looks very beautiful and I'm excited to see that. And you know, most of our customers are changing their themes really every 2 to 3 years. Just to keep up with the times and to give you a fresh look and to prepare just for whatever you've got going on and how you want to present your work. So your account managers are all available to help you if you're interested in doing a theme switch. And like Jordan said, this is one of 4 new themes that are coming out. So we did preview them back in the December webinar. That recording does have the still pictures of them. This one actually moves, so that's good.
Yeah, and we will have another one coming out here shortly for that'll be ready for development soon as well in the next couple weeks here, and then we'll have the 2 others to be moved out. But very excited about the new, just updated themes, because we've had kind of the old ones, they've been out around for a little while, so you may be itching to get into a newer version.
I feel like, and that's not all, folks. Wait until you hear what else she has to tell you about the new themes. So let's go talk about Layout Builder is coming with the new themes. Jordan, take it away.
Thanks, Allison. Yeah, so another new item that we have been working on. I'm very excited about it, actually. We don't have it ready yet, so this is a sneak peek or a little tease into Layout Builder, but Layout Builder is going to be available with all of the new themes moving forward, starting with our monsoon theme. So what is Layout Builder? Essentially, it is an on-page editor. So where you will not have to jump into an editing view and kind of add your components, click save, and then view the page. This will let you view the page and edit the page all at the same time. So it's a much easier way to quickly create those page layouts and see what you're creating if you like it all together. It uses a drag and drop style of kind of usability with your cursor and lets you create blocks and just pull them right into place. So this is kind of a screenshot of what a page will look like if you say, yes, let's build this in Layout Builder. This is kind of what you will see. And if you want to go to the next page, Allison, this shows how to add blocks to a section. So you'll see on the page, you'll have a little plus sign. You can choose to add kind of a column of block, 2 columns, 3 columns, or 1 column. On the right-hand sidebar, you'll be able to see all of the options, and they'll be named very similar to what you guys are used to now with our page components. And all you would do is simply drag from the right-hand sidebar and drag it into the add block region, and that would add that custom component right there. If you want to go to the next page, as you can see, if we jump back on the left-hand side, there is a select language dropdown. That was the Google Translate block that was just added in. So we dragged it from the sidebar and just drug it into that add block section, and it pasted it right there. And we'll go one more screenshot. This is just the live view of now how that looks when you click save with that Google Translate block added there. So we're very excited about this. It should be a much easier way to start editing and managing your content. There absolutely will be training on this. We'll provide a lot of in-depth videos and one-on-ones with your account manager, but we are excited for this next step in the Drupal themes. And again, it's going to be available on all of our new themes, starting with Monsoon and moving forward. Questions about Layout Builder at all?
Yeah, let's see what's happening out in the question world. I was watching you guys. That's the first time I've gotten to see it, so it's really hot off the presses. All right.
Just basically, they're wanting to know when it will be available, but I think you answered that.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, definitely the question of the hour. Very soon is our hope. We have started development. It is available on a content type basis. So on the new themes. It'll be available on all of your basic and landing pages, your news and blog content types, and your event content types is what you'll have the option to use those on. But it does take a minute. We have to kind of build out all of those pages per theme and per component, but we're working to get this up and running as quickly as we can. So for anyone that is moving forward with the monsoon theme right now, Layout Builder isn't on there yet. We will add it to that theme once we have it ready, but we're hoping to have that ready to go in the next coming weeks.
And for anyone who was on or has looked at the 4 themes that we had coming out, just in case you hadn't connected the dots, Monsoon was the one we previewed that was called Theme 2. So it now has a name, it's Monsoon, but it was that Theme 2 sample. They're working on the Theme 3 sample, don't know what its name is yet. But if you haven't heard, our headquarters are in Arizona, so we do a lot of Southwestern theme names. It's always fun because some of them are harder to pronounce than others. Hey, Christina, how did we do on everyone's themes? Does everyone know their theme? And if not, well,
No.
and I know there was some confusion about theme 11. Theme 11 is also United Way Worldwide or UWW theme. It has like 3 names. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, we're still working through it, and there's been a lot of other questions coming up. One of the common ones, if you don't mind, I'm going to answer real quick, is people are asking the process if they want to change their theme. So my recommendation is connect with your account managers. It is like the process itself does take a couple months. There is a one-time cost involved if you're wanting to change your theme. So I just encourage you to reach out to your account manager. We can kind of give you the details on the process, the cost, and how that all works. But yes, you can change your theme at really any time. So,
well, at any time with the process. But,
yes.
If you've been through Basecamp and done the whole changeover upgrade, we call it upgrade. This is a theme change, slightly different process, not too different, but the difference is for many of you, you're already in Drupal 8 or 9. So you're sliding into another Drupal 9 site. So it's not the same as the ones, if last time was hard because you were coming from like the Drupal 7 and there were forms that had to be rebuilt and a lot that had to be reworked. It's not that challenging. It's you're already in, hopefully, a few of you might not yet be, but almost just about all of our customers are now at least in Drupal 8, if not Drupal 9. So yay for that. So it's an easier process a little bit. All right. I know we're getting towards wrap up time. This has gone quick and there's been so much information thrown at, and I love that you guys have asked so many questions. I do promise you that we'll sit and go through all of them and make sure we get answers. I did see one, someone asked about the blocks when you were showing the blocks, Jordan, on how to edit the blocks. It's really different per theme. So that would be a good meeting with the account manager to have them help you. Because some blocks, some of them are going to be that you can't edit this. And some of them will just have a pencil and you can edit it. It just depends on if it's got a program Facebook feed or if it's something else. So it just depends, but we'll help you. All right, we're into closing details unless someone stops me. We've recorded this. All of our recordings are out there on the support site under the webinar area. And then make sure you're submitting your support tickets for things. We tried to give support a head up that they might get a few from this webinar. If it takes them a minute, I think they've got a few tickets just in the last hour from the group of you. So thank you for that. These are your links to your account managers. We all have our dedicated book a meeting with us link. And to be honest, if any one of us gets backed up on meetings, I guess I should say myself was kind of guilty of that sometimes. You can book with any of us. We're all available to help you, but you do have an assigned dedicated account manager. And one of the questions would be, do you know who your account manager is? Hopefully you do. And if you don't, ask that question of the group too. We have lined up our next 3 months worth of webinars. The next one, taking it a little slower. We're gonna do the basics because I hear that that's needed. So let's plan on that. The May 18th one is online events, and then we'll do the pledge forms too. I know I have a lot of United Ways who use our online pledge forms, so we'll be featuring that as well as a lot of events going on. And we'll talk about the Stripe embedded payment web forms. So those are super cool. So that'll be in May. And then in June, we're going to do an advanced page layouts. We're expecting to have more also to talk about layout builder then too, right, Jordan? Wasn't that kind of our thought process on that? Plus the
Yes,
advanced features
exactly.
in the current sites as well. If you have a topic that you're sitting there going, gosh, I really need to do a webinar about this, tell us. We'd love to hear from you. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, questions. How are we doing? What else can we answer for you, or we'll get back to you on?
Trying to go through the question.
Yeah, there's quite a few. I would just say we're probably gonna need to just follow up. If we can access these questions after, we can just follow up with everyone.
We will. So thanks for asking the questions. We got your list, and we will go ahead and go through them and send messages out to you afterwards. We'll be putting this recording on the support site. Usually by tomorrow, we get it rendered out and put up, all that kind of good stuff. So have a great rest of your day. Any other closing comments, folks?
No.
No. All right. Thank you all so much. Take care. Have a good one.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.